Hi, it's Clemmy from the NARM Clinic. I hope you enjoyed the first in my series of Digestive System 101 last week. Now, following on, we're going to dive a little bit deeper this week into the digestive system, and we're going to start at the beginning. So we're going to start with the mouth. So, although it seems logical that digestion begins in our mouth, that's actually incorrect. And digestion and the digestive process actually begins before food even enters our mouth. So the sight of food, the smell, and also the thought of food as well starts that digestive process. So for example, if you think about your favourite meal, or perhaps you walk past the entrance of a shop or a restaurant and you get a smell of something really delicious, and then you start salivating, your mouth starts watering. That is actually our digestive process starting. That's our body getting ready to receive food. Now, that saliva that's produced in our mouth during that process, and also when we eat, contains around 98% water, but it also contains lots of important other things, including things like electrolytes, mucus, antibacterial compounds, and also enzymes, and those are molecules that help to break things down. Now, the main enzyme in saliva is something called amylase, and this enzyme starts to break down carbohydrates as we chew things in our mouth, and those are things like sugars and any kind of other carbohydrate. So not only do we have that chemical breakdown of food with the amylase when we chew food in our mouth, but we also have that mechanical breakdown. So chemical breakdown with the enzymes, but also mechanical breakdown of actually chewing it, mashing it up with our teeth and tongue. And this chewing action breaks down the food whilst also mixing it around with the saliva to make sure that that amylase has a chance to work its magic and to help to create a ball of food, which is also called a bolus. And then that can be then easily swallowed. And also that action of chewing also helps to signal to the stomach that food is coming. So that the stomach then produces stomach acid in preparation. So when we're chewing, our body's like, hey, stomach, food's coming. And the stomach's like, cool, I'm ready for you, when we do that chewing action really properly. Now, IBD can actually have an impact on our mouth. So although much less common, oral Crohn's disease is a thing and can cause ulcers in and around the mouth. And also statistics suggest that anywhere between 20 to 50% of people with IBD will experience mouth ulcers at some point. Now, personally, I experienced mouth ulcers a lot during flares of my ulcerative colitis, and they were so painful. So I empathise and sympathise so much with anyone who gets those. They're horrid. And having those ulcers can really disrupt that digestive process. It might cause us to avoid food or perhaps chew the food less thoroughly so that we can get it out of our mouth as quickly as possible if it's painful. So, going back to the digestive process, once we have thoroughly chewed our food and shaped it into that food ball in our mouth, our tongue helps to push it to the back of our mouth so that we can then swallow it. And it then enters the next section of our digestive tract, our esophagus. So that is all for today, but I'm going to cover the esophagus next week, its role in the digestive system, and any impact that IBD can have on that. Now, before I go, just in case you're interested in learning a bit more about chewing and mindful eating, I actually wrote an article and did a video a while back on the importance of why how we eat is actually as important as what we eat. And I've included some useful tips in there to help you to support your digestion. So please go and check that out. I will link to it in the blog that accompanies this video. Anyway, I hope that was useful, and we'll see you again next week.